Hello and welcome back to Blush by Bree. Today I'm just going to show you how I achieve my everyday makeup look when I'm not really trying to do too much, I guess I'll say. Um, I have no plans today. Sometimes I just like to do my makeup because practice makes perfect. I have already cleansed my face. I use a Noxzema, I think it's called Morning Burst. I don't use it every day. I probably use it 2 or 3 times a week. And then I have another facial cleansing product that I use in the shower. I have different products and I use them for different reasons. I think the last time, today is Thursday. I think the last time I wore makeup was probably on Saturday. I went to my bonus son's gender reveal. And I didn't have on a full face. I think I just concealed, did my eyebrows, of course, mascara. I had on blush, if I'm not mistaken, and maybe my lip combo. But I'm going to put this Noxzema nourishing cream on my face. I just like the way that it makes my face shine, and most importantly, I like the way that it makes my face feel. I also use this on my hands, and I put this on my face whether I am wearing makeup or not. And this is basically just so that my skin will not dry out. I am still going to use a primer, but this is going to serve as my moisturizer for today. And I think I'm going to use, this is what I normally use as a moisturizer. There's also one that comes in, this one is in like a turquoise canister, but there's also one that comes in like a navy blue canister. I don't think is it Pond's? No, it's Dove. Okay, so this is the Pond's, excuse me, and this is the Dove that comes in the blue. So I usually do one of these, and I gotta put on my glasses to tell you all the difference of it. So the Pond's is a light moisturizer, and the Dove is an extensive cream. And I think I pick up both of these from the dollar store. And the e.l.f. is one of the primers that I use, or I use the Milk Hydro Grip, but I'm not going to use either of those today. I'm trying to see what I want to use today. I got to get some more of this. I'm saving the little bit that I have left because it's so good. I'm doing a makeup declutter actually this weekend, so I have invited some of my family members over for that declutter. It will be some gently used makeup and also some new makeup, because I just feel like with certain things, if I haven't used them by now, they will not be used because I have so much. So I don't want to hoard makeup. I want it to be used in some capacity. So I think I want to use my e.l.f. Cookies and Dream because I haven't used it in a long time. You see, it's still some in here. So I'm going to use my hand, actually, or my finger. And from what I can remember, the last time that I used this, I really loved it. So I'm going to put it all over. I washed my hair this week, which I hate wash days for some reason now. I wash my hair and I normally just grease it and put my oils in and do like 2-strand twists all over because I mainly wear wigs now. So it's hard for me to explain this primer. It doesn't have a tacky feeling, which is surprising because I normally really like primers with a tacky feeling. It has a grit feeling to it, but not like dirt consistency. But I like the way that my makeup adheres to this from the last time I used it again. What do I want to wear? I think I'm going to go ahead and lay my brows down. And a lot of times when I'm trying to make my videos short, I forget to say certain things. So hopefully I won't have to edit this one and make it too short. But for my eyebrows, I normally use the e.l.f. Brow Lift or the NYX Brow Glue. And let me explain the difference in these. So in my experience, the e.l.f. makes it kind of glossy or shiny, and the NYX glue makes it dry down matte. But I prefer this one because it works better for me. So my solution to the shininess is that once I put this on and let it dry, I go back with a setting powder so that it'll be easier for me to lay my brows down, and also so that my brows are not appearing to be wet. So as you can see, like, it lays your brows down pretty good, and this product has lasted me for quite some time. I normally pick this up from e.l.f. online, and I prefer to buy e.l.f. products online because there is more of a variety than going into the stores. And also, I'm always getting a deal of some sort. Like, they always having some kind of sale, or I've accrued some type of points. So I try to do or shop in a way that is most advantageous to me. So once this dries down, I'm going to put some powder down. My light seems very... Okay, so that's turning it down. And this is turning it up. Okay, so I guess that's okay. Hopefully you all can see me okay. My makeup area has reduced in size quite a bit because I also am an adult doll collector, and I also telework. So all of those areas have been combined or condensed into one. And I'll be honest and say right now, about 75% of the room is taken up by my doll collection. So I got to work to figure that out. But I still have space for my vanity. I have my little Adeptus drawers over here, the little dupes for the IKEA drawers. And then I have my bookshelf behind me that also serves its purpose with all of my makeup palettes on there. Oh, that's a wig right there, but I don't think I'm putting that on. So it's serving its purpose. I just gotta figure it out. Like, it's hard because right now I'm at a phase of figuring out what I like and what things are just for me. Like, these are things that I can be selfish with because these are things that are just for me. So it's been hard for me to keep it to a minimum. So I'm working on that. Not sure how that's going to happen because I currently have about 4 doll houses. And today I got a message from my cousin saying that she may potentially have another doll house for me. In addition to my doll houses, my dolls have a car garage that houses 6 cars, I think 2 bikes and an airplane. And then I have some rooms that I built myself for my dolls out of foam board. And I also have 2 more of these bookcases that are utilized for my doll collection and the little areas that I stage for them. So yeah, it's a lot going on. But just to give you a little bit more information about me, if you're interested in that, I do have another channel which is called Breeze Barbs, and it is an adult doll collector page. So it's not specifically for kids. I don't really have a lot of content on there that would be PG, but I think it's certain topics that are addressed in my doll series that are not geared for children. But anyway, those are my hobbies. I think that my brows, well, they're not dry too much or dry to the point of where I want them to be. So while that is drying, I need to be figuring out what eyeshadow palette I want to use, which we're doing an everyday look. So I want to stay with some browns. And you all know that well, if you're not new to the channel, you know that my go-to palettes are normally a Juvias Place palette. So I just happen to have 2 here already on my desk. So the first one, or first choice, is the Coffee Shop palette. And it looks like this. Sorry about my vanity lights. And this is how the inside looks. This is probably one of the last palettes that I purchased from them. And then I also use the Warrior palette, and you can kind of tell, I'm sorry, it looks like this. And you can kind of tell where my favorite shades are because they're almost gone. I think I have another, and then I have some of the smaller pan palettes too. The chocolates, did I rebuy the chocolates? I don't think so. But this is how the chocolates look, or the face of the palette, and then this is how the inside look. Again, you can tell the favorite colors, so it'll be one of those 3. I have a taupe palette and some more palettes, but I think it's going to be one of these 3. Okay, so it's kind of drying down some more. I am going to, I may use all Juvia's products today, but I'm not sure. So as my powder, I'm going to use the Burkina powder from Juvias Place. It looks really dark over here today. I don't have my blinds open, so that may be why. And I'm just going to take one of my Real Technique brushes and tap in and tap off the excess. And I'm going to use that to kind of set my brows in place so it'll be easier for me to sculpt them. I think I was able to fix the lighting. I'm trying to figure out my phone, and it's like 2 or 3 years old. So I've sculpted one brow, and I'm just trying to get it the color, or building up the color on my eyebrow, because sometimes this pencil goes on a little lighter than I want it to be. But the emollient, I guess, and shininess of the brow is not there because I laid that powder down. So I'm going to mold these down. I have a lot of videos where I'm showing how I sculpt my brows, so I'm not going to bore you all with that. But once I clean them up and put down my primer, I'll come back and we'll resume at that point. Okay, so I did go ahead and clean up underneath and on top of my brows. And to do that, I use this Ruby Kisses contour palette. And then I also use my, I think this is Makeup Revolution eyeshadow primer. So I'm going to go in with the Chocolates palette, and I'm going to start off with this shade right here. It doesn't have a shade name. And to lay it down at first, I'm going to use, this is a Real Technique brush. The bristles are more flat than flared. And primarily I'm using this on the bottom or lower part of my lid. And then I'm going to blend it with this brush. I can't see the name, but if I notice what it is, I'll put it on the camera. So I'm going to start towards the tail end. And you don't have to go this dark if you don't want. You can go with a lighter brown. I'm going in with the lighter brown, but I want this one to be on the bottom. So that's why I started with that one. You can start with your transition color first. It just depends on the look that you're going for. So I'm gonna go on top of that with the next shade. But I wanna use that same brush that we applied with. And I'm just going on top with that color. And blending it out. And there is a specific reason why I did that. So I want my eyes to appear with a more rich color on them, but I only wanted that rich color to be towards the bottom. And I wanted it to look sort of like an ombre color. So if you can see it on camera, I have one color or one tone of beige or brown, and then the one I just applied, and then the darker one. So you can go back and forth to your liking. And again, you can start with that transition color. And I'm just going back applying the first color that I started with. And then towards the end of my eyelid, I'm going to go in with this shade right here, which is an even darker chocolate. But I only want it on the ends. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other eye, and then I'll come back. I'm not sure what happened, but it didn't show. I thought I was filming. I applied this shade too on the lower half till about right here. So to start, maybe like right here and then there, just because I wanted a little pop of glitter, but not to be like too shiny or too powerful, just a little bit. So for right now, I am done with the eyes. I do have some eyeshadow here, and Usually I would clean it up. I'm just gonna take my brush and swipe it and kind of blend it as much as I can because I am covering that area. So I said that I was gonna try to use Juvias Place palettes. I'm not sure if I still have their concealers, but we'll see. I'm gonna use my foundation, which is in the shade Legos. And this is how the foundation looks. So I'm gonna put it on my hand. If I remember correctly about this foundation, I do not like the way it comes out. Yeah, my top, it's supposed to squirt, so let's see if it does it. And I don't think my top ever worked, so I was always putting it on my hand, which is probably why I don't really use this product as often as I would like to. That may be a little bit too much. So that is definitely too much, but oh, it smells good to me. I forgot it has a smell. So I'm gonna take a smaller brush first and just apply this where I want it to go. And then if I need more, I'll just go back in and add it. So this is the brush that I'm going to blend it with. I forgot to put some here, sorry. So this product has a thin consistency, but you are able to build or layer it up if you desire to do so. I'm not going to put it directly under my eyes because I want concealer there and I don't want to have to apply a lot. Juvia's Place concealers are not as thick as I like my concealers. And I think that this is enough foundation for me, and look at all I have left. Just trying to see if I want to put any more anywhere. And let's see if I have some of their, I need to get this foundation off of my hand. Let's see if I still have some of their concealers, because I did do a concealer declutter earlier in the year. So it looks like I have 3. And I think I want to go in with, not that one of these 2, or maybe both. I'm going to apply this one first, which is the darker of the 2. This one is the lightest of all 3. So I'm going to start with this one. See if I can see the name. It is number 11. So I'll start with that one. And I'll let this dry down. So one side has actually been blended out. This concealer dries down really fast, and so I was trying to move really quickly before it dried all the way down, because it's harder. The drier the concealer gets, the harder, or this one gets, it's harder to move it around. So depending on how you like your makeup to look, you can stop at this point. I am going to add a lighter concealer. I have shades 11 is what I have on. So I also have shade 10 and 14, I think is what they say. So 10, of course, is lighter or a cooler tone. So I think I'm gonna go this one, which is 14. And I may want to blend this because I don't know, I don't want it to dry. This one dries, and it's not, my ideal concealer is by, I think it's Too Faced Born This Way. That's number 1. And then it's kind of like neck and neck with Sephora. And then the third one would be Thread Beauty. Those are the consistency of concealers that I like. And then e.l.f. would be next. LA Colors. Is it LA Colors? I think it's LA Colors. You can get it at the beauty supply store. That one would be my favorite from the beauty supply store. And so I'm going to go back in with my foundation brush like I always do, just to blend around the edges of my concealer. And I do want to put a drop here and here, also here. And I'm going to go ahead and blend them because again, these dry down really fast. And again, still blending around those edges with my foundation brush. I do have a bronzer from Juvias Place. It's in the shade Cocoa. And I have one of their powders, which I use for my brows. But before I put this powder on, I'm going to put a little bit of my Sacha Buttercup. And I am tapping it to get off the excess product. And then I am going to apply that powder where I placed my concealer. Now I am going to use that Juvias Place powder underneath my eyes, and I'm going to use this powder puff. And this is the shade of it. So it's golden, but it's not a yellow, or not like a highlighted yellow, I guess I would say. So you see the difference of the left and right side. The yellow side is still more yellow, or the left side is still more yellow. And then I'm going to use, this is a cream product, and normally to blend in my contour and bronze, I use this particular brush from Real Techniques. It looks like a toothbrush, kind of, sort of. So I'm just tapping it in. And you see I didn't put on too much because it is dark, which I do like dark bronzers, but I don't want it to be too dark. And then I'm going to do a blush declutter too. Or not really a declutter, just trying to put things where I can see them. Brushes that I like using, I guess. I am going to have to use I forgot. This is why I need to start back doing my makeup more often, because I forget the products that I have. So I'm gonna bronze my forehead, but not with this because it's a little dark. I'm gonna go in with the Juvias Place bronze palette. This is in the shade dark. I'm gonna go in with this color. But towards the top of my face, I'm not going to go in as heavy with the powder. So I'm tapping off any excess. And I need to go back in with that Sacha Buttercup, and I am tapping off the excess powder. And then I can go back to pick that up when I need more, or if I need more. I think Juvia's has a setting spray now. I'm not allowed to touch with makeup. I gotta see, because I want some. I want to try it. Okay, so now I'm just going back in with my little brush. And I don't have a foundation powder from them, so I'm just going to use my Maybelline Fit Me, and this is the Real Techniques brush that I normally use, and I'm just tapping my brush over in there. Sometimes you'll see me put makeup under here. I didn't do that today. I also chose not to bronze or contour down here. And I am going to use one of Juvia's blushes. I have volume 1 and 2. Volume 1 is lighter. And then this is volume 2. I am going to use this shade right here. Sometimes I mix them, and this is the brush that I'm going to use. So I'm just going in with a little pop of color. And I'm going to spray my face. We're going to use this good old e.l.f. I'll be back with the final look. I'm back. This is the completed look. I did go in with a Juvias Place lipstick, and I added some lashes. My apologies, because I don't know what lashes I have on. This is just a little lash holder that I keep at my vanity. I think they are Ione lashes from Dollar Tree, because that's where most of my lashes come from, but I honestly can't say. But most likely this is the ones in there, the wispy ones. I added mascara, of course. My lip combo is usually my same eye pencil if I don't use the Sephora Molasses. And I don't even know where that pencil is. I think in one of my purses. So I did use the same liner with my that I use for my brows. The 2 shades that I have of lipstick, I can't see, so I gotta put my glasses on. The 2 shades that I use or have are In Vogue and Mademoiselle. So this is In Vogue, and this one is Mademoiselle. Normally I wear the In Vogue. That's my go-to with any brand, but today I'm wearing the Mademoiselle. And then I just put on my glossed lip gloss from Sephora. No, I couldn't get gloss open. So for some reason I can't open. Gloss is one that I have, and I think the other one is called Not Today. For some reason my glosses will not open. Neither of these will open, and these are from Sephora, and they're my favorites, as you can see. But this is the one that I actually have on today, and I can't see. Pink Crystal is the name of this one. So that's what I am wearing. I use my Shop Miss A glue, and it's from the AOA brand, and surprisingly this is one of the ones that do not irritate my eyes. I have really sensitive eyes. This is another one that I bought from Amazon. Is the name on it? Befolin is the other one that I use, and I picked it up from Amazon, and it's for sensitive eyes. I think that's it. That's all that I used that I didn't show on camera. This wig is an older wig from Amazon, and it's one of the ones that didn't get stolen when my house was broken into a couple of years ago, because they even stole my wigs, y'all. But this is one of the ones that I was able to salvage. I have to start packaging my wigs correctly after I use them, because the ones that are not human hair are more likely to get matted, and I really don't like that. But if you care for it properly, I think it'll last. I just don't. I normally just take them off and put them in a bag. But the curly one that I have, I managed to keep the bag for that one. So whenever I take it off, I try to put it back in here. I think I have it on a wig stand currently in my room. Oh, sorry. But that is all that I have for you all today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If there's any products that you want me to try, I'll see if I have them in my collection. Most likely I do. Except for things that are brand new. I don't have anything that's new because I haven't really been buying anything, and I really shouldn't be buying anything, but I do want to try. I know that Juvias Place has glosses or lip what do you call it, like pomades. I think I saw that on someone's video, but I'm not sure. Until next time, I hope that you all stay blessed and blushed. Allow yourself some grace, love on yourself, do all the things that make you feel good, and even if you're a people pleaser, you also need to try to please yourself. But that's all I have for you all. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing.